Hey folks, we're going to start out chapter 17 from my junk cave here in my home. I'm here with my can of caffeine-free Pepsi, doesn't get any better. And we're going to talk about kind of an introduction to business associations. If you want to start a business, one of the questions that you're going to need to ask yourself is, well, what type of business do I want to be? Do I want to be a sole proprietorship, a corporation, a limited liability company, a general partnership, on and on and on? Well, it really depends on what you want to do with your business. Let's say that uh, you've decided to take the month of July off from your job because you really like the way the free market system has treated you, and you want to show your nephew Joey in Jupiter, Florida, how it could treat him as well. He's 10 years old, and you go down there and you take the month of July, and you and Joey are going to open up a lemonade stand near US 1, and the business goal is for the lemonade stand to make $50 in the month of July. If that is your business model and your business goal, you might be best off opening up a sole proprietorship. Of course, Joey can't own anything. He's 10 years old. You have to own it. However, sticking with the lemonade theme, if you don't like the taste of Coca-Cola's lemonade product, let's say you've got your own lemonade formula, and you say, okay, I'm going to start in 3 counties in southeast Florida. I'm going to sell my lemonade in 20-ounce bottles for a year. Then I'm going to go throughout the state of Florida for the next year and sell my lemonade in 2-liter bottles and 20-ounce bottles. The next year, I'm going to go to 11 states in the southeast and sell it in 2-liter bottles and 20-ounce bottles. And then the next year, I want to sell the whole brand to the Coca-Cola Company to replace their sagging Minute Maid lemonade brand. Well, if that's your model, you probably are best off with a corporation. So there are various factors to think of when you're deciding what type of business association you want to be. And let's go through some of those. You see them on your sheet there. The first factor is ease of formation. You can form a sole proprietorship so easily. All you've got to do is sell something and not be dead, and you are a sole proprietor. All right? Very easy to form. You don't have to do anything. It's the default type of business association for a single individual. If you want to be a corporation or a limited liability company or a limited partnership, there's papers you need to file with your Secretary of State and fees to be paid. Not as easy to form. How about taxation? This can be a huge issue, and taxation issues are always individual to you. What works for you probably will not work for me. So it really depends on your situation. But if I can give you all kinds of scenarios, but basically, if you set up a second business, you work during the day, you make $50,000 a year, you go home at night, you set up a second business. If you set up that second business as a sole proprietorship, then the profits and losses of that business go directly to your personal tax return. If you set it up as a corporation, then the taxes from that business are paid in a separate corporation tax return, which may be wonderful for you and your business or may be terrible. There's no right or wrong answer, but you need to consider taxation issues when you're considering what type of business association to form. Next, you've got to think of external liability. Let's say that you're a rock star and you want to build a giant mansion in your city, and you build the mansion, and you also have a nephew who's 10 years old named Howard, and you want to show Howard how the free market system can work for him also. And so you set up this lemonade stand, and you've got your servants in the mansion cooking, putting together, stirring up the lemonade, and one of them accidentally, instead of pulling off a 5-pound bag of sugar, accidentally takes a 5-pound bag of roach poison, mixes it up in the lemonade, and the lemonade is served by Howard out in the lemonade stand, and soon enough you've got 70 dead, wealthy people from your neighborhood lying on your front lawn. if you had set up that lemonade stand as a corporation where the owners, you, have limited liability, you may have very little to lose. If you've set it up as a sole proprietorship, then you could lose the entirety of your wealth. So taxation is definitely a factor. Management and control, that's much easier at a sole proprietorship where the only one you have to consult is you. If you're a CEO of a corporation, there are lots of people, including the board of directors, you have to consult with. Continuity. If you're a sole proprietorship and you die, that sole proprietorship is at an end. Your business isn't necessarily at an end. Your heirs could continue it, but the sole proprietorship is definitely at an end. If you're a corporation, however, and all your shareholders on Monday sell their shares and different people own the shares on Tuesday, that corporation still chugs along. Much better continuity if you're in a corporation. Well, this is the introductory video. The next video will talk about sole proprietorships and general partnerships and franchises. Okay.